Let's read off some colorist things celebrity black men have said. I don't want no black bitch, I'm already black. Light-skinned woman more sensitive, they too tough. Retweeted that same Kodak quote. My daughter a dark-skinned billionaire, that's the difference between her and you. Beautiful black woman, I bet that bitch look better red. Light-skinned women usually have better credit than dark-skinned women, broke-ass dark hoes. Only wanna fuck black bitches with the nice hair. Let's not forget his no dark skins allowed club rule. All the prettiest kids is light skin anyway, normally. With the red lipstick thing, I gotta be real, you gotta be fair skinned to get away with that. We got some pretty light skinned daughters we gotta raise. We in trouble, my nigga. Nigga can't stand no black ass bitch.
I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your...
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Brownsugar Commentary, and I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about black entertainment, black womanhood, and whatever the heck else I feel like talking about this week. All right, let's get right in to it. So today we're going to be talking about colorism and misogynoir in hip-hop culture, okay? And I got really inspired by this because of something I saw on, you guessed it, the Big Blue app, all right? But we're going to get into all of it today, okay? Or at least a little bit of it, because, you know, to go into the deep-rooted history of the misogyny in hip-hop, we'd be here all day, honey. But just specifically in recent events, what I've been seeing, observing, you know, in the past couple of weeks, okay? But first things first, we gotta give a disclaimer because we gotta say it for the people in the back, because sometimes they hard of hearing, or, you know, we got trolls and all that good stuff, all right? And here it is. I have enjoyed a misogynistic bop or 2 or 10. I've enjoyed some colorist, you know, songs, lyrics, or rappers that have proven to be colorist. And it's just, I think that as I have gotten older and more aware of things, I have learned to obviously withdraw my support from certain individuals, because at the end of the day, when you stream somebody's music, where there are certain situations where you cannot separate the art from the artist. And like I said, when it comes to me, colorism is the hill that I will die on, the cause I will support wholeheartedly, because if you don't, it's just going to keep happening. And so for me, like I said, while I probably have enjoyed a lot of these dudes in the past, I maybe even went so far as to go to a concert or two of these people. It doesn't mean I can't sit here and say that this is wrong and it needs to stop. Okay? The whole thing is, when you know better, you do better. And so that's what we need to do. Start a conversation and point out these things as we see it, so that in the future, some of these artists don't feel as comfortable to come at their neck and talk crazy about women or dark-skinned women, or, like I said, treating women in general foul. Like, it's time for us to finally be like, nah, this is not it. This is not the way. Nonetheless, I still enjoy a good hip-hop song. Hip-hop as a genre, I still, you know, feel like there's so much potential for great things to happen, but we gotta call a thing, honey, okay? Now let's really get into the topic for today. So this whole thing basically, like I said, I've been wanting to make this video for a cute little minute now, but what prompted me to make the video today at this very moment was because Megan Thee Stallion recently released a video called Thad SHIT, and, you know, it's obviously a bop per usual, but of course there are people who had things to say, and there was, I think it was a couple people actually, but I remember one tweet in particular that I saw something like, oh, can Meg talk about something other than her body? And while I do think a lot of Megan Thee Stallion's criticism is due to this whole, like, public perception kind of turning on Meg as of last year after her being shot. And I think, like I said, a lot of people have this just misogynistic view of her and have been trying to make her a villain for the past year, even though my sis keeps thriving. I do believe that this is a criticism that a lot of female rappers of today get, and it's just nothing short of, like I said, misogynoir. Because, and I say misogynoir because most rappers are black women, but it's because male rappers are allowed to talk about the same 3 subjects since the freaking beginning of hip-hop, right? Men have been talking about money, drugs, and women, right, in their music forever, okay? And like I said, there are some rappers who are held up because of, you know, them talking about a particular subject really well, or a particular subject that a lot of their audience enjoys. For instance, like I said, Future is heralded as this king of toxicity, king of being misogynistic, right? That's his whole bag. Future can jump on a track and say la da da, slide on me nah, or say I ain't got no man for no sluts, I'm put my thumb in her butt, and people think, wow, what a bar, what a thing. No one's ever sitting there saying, oh, Future needs to rap about something other than degrading women. Future needs to rap about something other than whatever, whatever. And if you like Future, that's your business. Do what you gotta do, okay? But for me, I just find it interesting and crazy, like I said, how Future never gets no flack for talking about literally whatever the hell he wants. But Megan, y'all stop the buck here. Like, oh my God, why are you always talking about your body? And it's ridiculous. Like I said, it's the same thing going back to even last year with WAP, and how everyone had so much to say, including former rappers who's, like I said, who's had, you know, very misogynistic, objectifying, you know, lyrics objectifying women, having music videos in which they're objectifying women. Like, come on, like I said, you had Snoop Dogg there talking about, oh, women need to be more discreet. I'm like, sir, you had an album called Doggy Style. Please take a seat. Take several seats, please. Okay. But it's just like interesting, like I said, how these males who indulge in the very same thing had so much to say about women, and it just makes me think about the fact that, like, it's just like, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about WAP. Y'all don't care about Megan talking about her body. Y'all just mad because mad because obviously misogyny is real. And I told y'all back when I was talking about Jasmine Sullivan's Hotel, about the Madonna whore complex, or like I like to call it, the Aisha Curry Cardi B complex, in which men only see women in one or two ways. And like I said, anytime a woman shows any agency over her body or pleasure in sex or her sexuality or any of those topics, men tend to degrade and look down upon her. And of course, there are the pick-meshas who also look down on those women because they are envious and want to indulge themselves, but they can't because they're under the shackles of patriarchy and misogyny. And it's just ridiculous because, like I said, those same people will listen to male artists who do the exact same thing. So really, what's the giving? Like, what's the truth here? And like I said, going back to even WAP, and like I said, all these conversations surrounding what about the children and why are these women doing this? Even I don't understand what they were going to expect from a Megan and Cardi record. Like, what do you think they want to talk about? Like bubblegum, Jesus, what? But the crazy thing is that song got all that flack. But a couple months later, there was the song Throat Baby, and then the remix with the City Girls, where a lot of explicit content was being said. And there was no discourse. No, what about the children then? And the song was equally as raunchy. And the thing was, the difference there was because there were men involved in the song. It was a male, I forget who mixed that song, and I know the baby was on the remix as well. So it's like, y'all don't care about things. It's because there are no males facilitating the conversation. I think it was As Told by Kenya who said this about WAP, and it was like, if there was a male rapper on WAP, such as Drake or Little Baby or whoever, there would be no conversation. It would be just another day in the park, okay? But because it was two female rappers with absolutely no male nothing on it, people had to talk because it was like, oh no, women talking about sex and liking it? Absolutely not. Like, and so that's just kind of what it is. And like I said, it's this constant call for female rappers in particular to be conscious when reality, when it's all said and done, if Meg was, or any female rapper of today, start talking about something real like mental illness or their life or like, you know, the plight of Black people in America, y'all wouldn't care. Obviously, they would still have their people and people who are going to support them regardless of what they rap about. But the vast majority of this mainstream success that they are seeing, it's going to stop. Because at the end of the day, sex sells, period. Okay? There are very few female artists in rap, in R&B, in any genre of music that can completely just talk about, you know, other things other than sex, and still be successful. So let's be honest, like I said, and I realize when it comes to female rappers, if you observe female rappers over the years, especially like I said, early 2000s into now, it's all about the fantasy for female rappers. They have to, like I said, have a presentable figure, be pretty, and have this, like I said, this sensualness about them. So also to be appealing to men so that they can like them and listen to them. Like, let's be honest. Like I said, there are very few rappers that don't have, like I said, a BBL or a boob job or something, because if they were just stick skinny, they're not getting the gig. Let's be honest here. And that's really unfortunate, because male rappers can look any type of way and be successful. Literally, right? They don't have to be cute. They don't have to have, an athletic body. They don't have to do any of that. As long as they are a decent enough rapper, they will have a career. But like I said, women don't get that. And even going along with that, female rappers have to be performers. Like, especially nowadays, like, you got to be a performer. And it was like the other day when people were criticizing Sweetie at that Triller performance and saying, she did a bad job. Well, obviously we all know Sweetie benefits from pretty privilege, right? And light skin privilege. I do think that there is this standard for female rappers that we hold, like I said, to only female rappers that we do, but we do not give this energy to male rappers. Like I said, female rappers nowadays, they have to be, do a choreo. They gotta give you a good look, right? They gotta look good. They gotta give you a show, honey. Okay? And then, like I said, when it comes to visuals, they gotta give you a dope visual, right? Where men, that's not the same. Like I said, most of the time, male rappers have a video. We don't even know when they premiere or anything like that. The only rapper that people might care about a visual from them is Drake, and even Drake does not really give super spectacular visuals. I mean, they better, it's better than the best I ever had, but like I'm saying, like, it's usually nothing crazy or special. Most rappers' videos include them at some type of body of water, like a pool or a beach or something, with a bunch of women in bikinis twerking. And I mean, that's cool, fine, but women can't do that. Like I said, once again, when it was twerk, right, when it was the City Girls twerk with Cardi B, everyone had all these things to say about women and why is women twerking and and it's just like, women have been shaking ass in videos since the dawn of time, but because it's a women all women video and women MCs doing it, it's a big freaking discourse about the state of women today, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But like I said, it's the standard that we hold female rappers to that we do not hold male rappers to. It's essentially all coming back to misogynoir. Like, that's just all it is. Because, like I said, male rappers can be mediocre, can talk about little to nothing and be successful. But women, we gotta have a conversation. Oh, she has to be the best of the best. She has to have a good, like I said, she gotta look good. She gotta have a good body. She gotta rap about conscious things or whatever like that. And it's like, but males, guys, like, even male conscious rappers, like, those men can be multifaceted. They could talk about whatever the hell they want and still find the same amount of success that they were talking about this, like a J. Cole or a Kendrick. Both of these men are heralded as conscious rappers, but they have talked about sex and drugs and money and all those things. Like, come on, like, can we talk about J. Cole's Planes, like, verse? Like, come on, like, right? But he could do that. He could talk about putting things in women's mouths, but then go around and talk about mental health, right? That's okay. Where, like I said, if Megan Thee Stallion wants to make a rap, like an album similar to a King of Drugs, where she's talking about the many vices that, maybe women in particular go to cope with everyday life, y'all wouldn't listen to it. Y'all wouldn't listen to it. Stop lying. There, and to even go further, there are women rappers who rap about stuff other than their body or don't rap about sex or any of those things, and y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. It's like, you have Tierra Whack, dope lyricist, great person. They a fun girl. Yeah, she's a cool personality. Like, she my friend in my head type of girl. And the most I've seen her is Black is King, and The Gift, which is a big deal for sure. But like, when I see her being like, embraced by hip hop culture, or like I said, the BETs or any of those things, I don't be seeing it for her. And it's like, it's very interesting. Or Chica, another dope lyricist. Like I said, she was recently, nominated for a Grammy. And while, like, that's dope, I think, like I said, when it comes to the Black culture, I don't see people going up for my sis as much as they should. And she even has to come out and talk about BET in particular, which I am going to make a video on BET in the next week or two. So be on the lookout for that. But, her having to come and call BET out for, not really showing her the love that she deserves. Like, they asked her to come for, like, ciphers and things. When it comes to being nominated for awards, she doesn't get nominated, and it's ridiculous. Or even Rhapsody, another dope lyricist, dope female MC that does not get shown enough love for my liking. And there's the thing, the common thread with all these women is one, they are dark skinned. Even though Rhapsody's a little bit more on the brown skin side, but you know what I mean. Darker skinned women. Chica is a bigger girl. But it's like, is that a coincidence as to why these women don't have success? I think not.
Coincidence? I think not!
And like I said, even when it came to, if you think about even before, like when it was just Nicki Minaj, and you think about something like a Dej Loaf, while Dej Loaf had a little bit of success, I do think, like I said, her looks played a part into why she did not have a longer reign, you know, after Try Me, or even Young M.A. And while I do see that Young M.A. is making a little bit of a comeback now, I do think, like I said, after her, you know, the big song that she had a couple years ago, I do think, like I said, because she is lesbian and she dresses masculine, why I think she didn't have a bigger, you know, a longer career after Ooh. Like I said, I think, like I said, you gotta be a whole bunch of things just to find a little bit of success in the rap game. And like I said, even when you think about, like I said, when it comes to talking about looks and talking about things, it's always the darker skinned women that get the flack. Like I said, Megan Thee Stallion, I've heard plenty of people try to talk about her looks and come for her looks and things like that, as well as JT or the City Girls. Like, come on now. Let's be honest here. Like I said, even someone like a Cash Doll or Dreezy, two dark-skinned women who are very talented women and once again don't have the success as the other girls. Why can there a seat not be made at the table for them? Colorism, I'm telling you, okay? So going right along, let's talk about, like I said, male rappers and their treatment of darker skinned women and women in general, in their music videos as well as in real life and their lyrical content. So like I said, in my Colorism video, male rappers are very notorious for talking about their preference for lighter skin and or non-black women in their videos. I mean, in their songs. Great example is Mr. Lil Wayne, right? Lil Wayne has talked about he like red bones and all those type of things in his songs. And in real life, he has not dated anyone, no black women, in a pretty long time. And people may argue and say, well, his baby mother is a dark-skinned woman, Toya, whatever. And yes, that's a valid point. However, I do think Lil Wayne followed the trajectory of a lot of black men in Hollywood, in entertainment, whatever you want to call it, where when they're on the come up and they live in, you know, where they from, they date darker skinned women, and the moment they find some success, they ditch that woman and start dating lighter until eventually they get to the white women. And some may even skip and go straight to the white women. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I ain't gonna say all. I'm not gonna generalize, but it's very common. Very common. Okay? And like I said, when the last time you see Lil Wayne with a dark skinned woman? And even his own daughter had to call him out for basically him being colorist. Like recently on some who was he talking to? 21 Savage or something like that. Like Mr. YG talking about at Nipsey Hussle's funeral. Talking about, oh, we have to protect our light skinned daughters. Like, why did you make it a point to say light-skinned daughters? You could have said pretty daughters, young daughters. You had to make it sure that you put light skin in the equation. Why? Why'd you go with that verse? Why? And who can't forget Mr. Kodak Black B, and I don't like dark-skinned women because they too hard. And that's the thing, when you do ask these men, why don't you date darker skinned women, they give you the whole BS about, oh, they're this, like, some stereotype, when black women, as well as any black person or any person period, is not a monolith. You have not met every single dark-skinned woman in the world. No, you just know from stereotypes and your own inner anti-blackness that you figure that black women are, or dark-skinned women are, like all these negative things, when in reality we're not. And like I said, obviously people are not running a lie to, you know, date Mr. Kodak Black. Sorry, not sorry. But the thing is, he does have supporters who are dark skinned. And at the end of the day, when it comes to these male rappers, they're gonna put on and support women that they are attracted to and like, okay? Like going back to Mr. Rick Ross and his whole sign debacle a couple months ago, right? who did he put on, essentially, even though like nothing ever became of this girl's career, but he made a whole show, and you could see him having preferential treatment to this girl over another girl who was amazingly talented and deserved to have a shot. Because she wasn't light enough and she wasn't attractive enough for Mr. Rick Ross, she got nothing. But the girl that he was attracted to, she got, to have whatever the heck it was. And that's what I'm talking about. That is so common in this music industry. Like I said, so many times darker skinned women get the boot because they're not attractive enough. And so that's what I'm talking about. A lot of these men sit there and make these colorist, things, and they don't support dark skinned women out. Like I said, so yeah, it's a dating preference, but it's deeper than that because it's opportunities. And even going to talking about music videos. Like even recently, the Baby and Yo Gotti had to get under fire because they had a music video where there was no dark skinned women in it. And yes, there's the argument that like, do we really want to be in another music video being objectified? But the point of the matter is there's no reason that you guys are black men and you don't have darker skin women in your videos. Like what's really going on here at this point? And it's not even just them. There are plenty of rappers that I've noticed in recent years that the girls in the videos are getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Is that a coincidence? I think the hell not. Like, and it's even thinking about someone conscious like a Kendrick Lamar. Remember when he had the Humble video and in the line where he says, show me something natural like Afro and Richard Pryor, and the girl did not even have a goddamn Afro? Like, it was just like, it really, like, that's what I'm talking about. It comes down to opportunities. It comes down to who are they supporting in real life. And yes, you could date whoever the hell you want. You're free to do so. But it definitely shows, it unmasks the deeper issues that these men really don't be messing with us like that. And that's why I say at the end of the day, like, it's time to start putting them, like, I love the energy that we had for the Baby and them, because you gotta call it out. You gotta call it out when you see it, because now they gonna know. And while obviously they're probably gonna pander now, it's still like, do better. And it's like even these rappers as well as R&B singers who have these, oh, no dark skinned women in my section. Once again, if your preference to date dark, is to not date dark women, why is it when you're turning up in the club with your fans or whatever, why does it matter the type of women that are in the section? Like, why is that important? That's what I'm saying. That's why it's all BS, and I'm not here for it. Okay? So that's just what it is. Like I said, these rappers are very comfortable with disrespecting dark-skinned women. These rappers are very comfortable with degrading and disrespecting women in general. Like I said, a lot of these men have said very violent, disrespectful things about women in their lyrics as well as in real life. And if you know, like I said, we could go for days about many of these rappers who have history of sexual assault, of domestic violence and all those things, who still have careers, because like I said, people love to talk about cancel culture all day, but really, who's really canceled out here? Like, y'all make excuses for all these men all day long, and it really is telling on yourself and how you guys really feel about women, especially black women. So it is what it is. Like I said, even looking at rappers in general, like the most successful ones, what do their wives look like? Going back to my argument, what do their wives look like? What do their girlfriends look like? I'll let you do with that information what you will, because if you know it's not a coincidence, child. It's not a coincidence. Time for y'all to wake it on up, okay? But yeah, I just think that I really, like I said, I think we should be kinder and have more empathy for these, like I said, female rappers. Like I said, there's way too much criticism given to women in hip hop, but not towards men, and it's very telling. Like I said, it's time for us to start supporting, more darker skinned or unconventional rappers. And like I said, and let's start supporting women. If we truly want women to be conscious rappers or talk about, even though I don't understand what the need is for anyone to be a conscious rapper, because what the hell does that matter? Y'all don't ask for that in any other genre of music, so why do y'all ask for it in rap? It's very weird. But it's like, if we want people to talk about something else, then let's support the ones that do and leave the ones for that. If you don't like Megan talking about her rap or talking about body, or Cardi B or City Girls, whoever, don't listen to the man. Find something else. Because there are plenty of rappers out here. Y'all just don't show them love. And it's time for y'all to do that. And yeah, it's time, like I said, when you see colorism in the music videos and the lyrical content, we can't really do much about the real life thing. But even if, like I said, if you do, happen to have an encounter with some rapper talking about he only want light-skinned women and non-black women in his section, please keep calling them out on TikTok. I love to see it, okay? Because I'm quick to delete somebody's music, for real, for real. I do not care. But yeah, it's time for, like I said, hip-hop to really treat black women better, because it's really interesting, like I said, how so many rappers want to talk about protect Breonna Taylor, but even when it came to something with the incident of Megan Thee Stallion, a lot of them were very much silent, very silent. And a lot of them were sitting there talking and being very vocal about hearing sides of the story and playing CSI and whatnot. When, like I said, when she needed the love and the support from her own community, it simply was not there. And it's very telling. It's very telling. And also, stay out of women's business. Stop talking about why women talking about other things other than sex. Like I said, when you made a career off of it, or you indulge in other rappers who do that, it makes absolutely no sense. And it really just shows you how misogynistic and colorist that you are if you don't support dark-skinned women rappers as well. Okay, but yeah, that's all my thoughts, my qualms, my whatever's about what's been going on as of late in the hip hop community, and really just like I said, we know better, let's do better. Okay, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts below. Peace out, y'all.